look, like I said, Michael, there's 9 episodes here. Each one of them is,
Mhm.
is quite long, 90 to 100 plus minutes each. You go deep on each one of these things. If people want to watch it, it's LondonReal.tv/uncensored. Tell me, final thoughts or final perspectives that you
Yeah.
got from this project, or that you want to leave people with that maybe are new to this space, or are still just trying to grasp some of the concepts that we're talking about. Anything important that you want to tell them?
Oh man, so much, right? Um, but I would just say that, I mean, if you have concerns about the direction that the world is headed, and you want the chance to be a part of solving them in a creative, non-destructive way, then you owe it to yourself to look at crypto through that lens, right? It's not just about the financial opportunity. It's about the financial opportunity that comes by being able to serve and improve the lives of billions of people. And that's the lens through which to view crypto. And if you dive into any one of these areas, you'll see that it is focused on solving big problems that have major implications for our future. And I would say, especially when you think about how artificial intelligence is being used today, right? It's being used by politicians, advertisers, social platforms, people who make money, and by using artificial intelligence to learn what triggers you, what colors, what headlines, like you were saying, what images, all of those things. That's what AI is learning to do, and it's doing it in a way that is, you know, well, they're learning to turn us into puppets to at least some degree, and it's more effective with some than others. But when you think about the fact that you've got tech elites and authoritarian politicians who are controlling the artificial intelligence and it's being used to learn how to manipulate you and I, that's when you realize the importance of owning your data and owning it in an encrypted format that the AI can only access with your permission, right? So there are some things like that that are playing out behind the scenes that, again, you don't have to understand necessarily, and you don't have to, you know, there's a lot of ways to contribute to doing this, but it does take us all contributing. And it's important that you keep up with what's going on, even if you're not putting, a ton of money into this. If you keep up and understand where we're at today, over the next 5 years, you'll be prepared to take advantage of a lot of the opportunities that arise. And so even if it's just purely for entertainment value, at this point, like, it's a great thought experiment to look into crypto and ask yourself some of these really big questions. And then get out there and talk. Crypto is a lot about crypto is about the community, right? And that aspect of everyone should be able to present their ideas, and the best idea should win. So yeah, get off the bench, get in the game. That's my final thought.
Yeah, really good points there. And I always tell people, just start small. Start with 50
Mhm.
bucks, or and
Yeah,
buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, start playing around. That's a great way. The great way to understand an asset is to own a little bit of it. It's not to listen to another podcast about it or read another book about it. It's like you got to get in the arena, as Theodore Roosevelt
yeah,
once said. And again, you don't
yeah.
have to sell the house and buy Bitcoin. Like, I don't think anybody should do that. But this is coming, and it will be the future, and you want to
Yeah.
be a part of it early on, is what I would say. And strangely enough, Michael, for the last 10 years, I've had guests on London Real, and at the end of these episodes, we always ask, like, are we going to make it, as a species? And 5 years ago, a lot of people would say, you know what, unless we really get it together and we find a way to connect and start loving each other and make the right decisions, I don't know.
Yeah.
But with crypto, I see a lot of hope. And Jeff Booth, he's a pretty mild-mannered Canadian guy, said
Yeah.
Bitcoin might save humanity. And again, if you know Jeff, you realize it's a bold statement for someone like that to make, because it potentially brings out the best in all of us. An
Yeah.
open blockchain means that maybe we can see everybody else's behavior, and that means you got to bring the best version of yourself every day to the world. Um,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of talk about privacy these days, and I think it's important to have privacy and own your own information. But back when we were in a tribe of 50 or 100 people on the savannah, you had to show up every day and do your job. Now, you might be grandma looking after the kids, you might be a hunter, you might be a
Right.
gatherer, you might be a cook, you might be a kid, but you had to show up and deliver to that tribe every day, and it kind of made us the best versions of ourselves. These
Yeah.
days, I feel like the blockchain somehow will, like you said, bring out the best in us, bring the best ideas to the top, and it actually could save humanity. I mean, it really could.
Absolutely.
So, it's
Absolutely.
it's the one glimmer of hope that I've really seen that I can latch onto in 10 years of talking to people. So,
Absolutely.
it's not just about money. It's not just about making money or even making quick money. There's so much going on here. So I would say to anybody, take the first step, start learning. You're not too old. I've got students in my academy that are 77 years old. My mom at 78 just got her MetaMask wallet. She's got Ethereum, stable coins. I sent her some Chainlink because she gave birth to me.
Nice.
So, it's and she's curious. She owns property. She owns real estate. That's how she survives in San Diego. Like Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, he
Right.
understands asset ownership. So again, crypto's not just for the kids, it's for everybody. And your series, what I love about what you've done, Michael, is it's accessible to anybody. And it's presented in a way where I think it can pull in everybody, from my 17-year-old daughter to my 70-year-old mother. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you. It's just an honor and a privilege to be part of your series. I really like your work, Michael, because you bring a philosophy to it. And again, I had a famous guest on my show named Simon Sinek, and he has a book called Start With Why. And
Right.
his argument is if you can define why you're doing something, then people will buy into your why. And like you said, Michael, you spent some time where you basically locked yourself in a room for 60 days and said, what am I going to do next? It shows that this series is about making the world a better place, and it comes through in the content. So seriously, congratulations for all the hard work. I really encourage everybody to go watch it. Again, link below, londonreal.tv/uncensored. Plus, you can see me. So I appreciate you featuring us in there as well, Michael. But amazing people, amazing content, and looking forward to the launch and seeing the impact it makes on everybody out there. What's next for you after this? Are you going to continue making great content?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll transition right out of the world premiere into just continued publishing operations. We got more docuseries coming down the road. So we'll continue to pump out great content. What I see myself doing is to continue to look for ways to level the playing field for the little guy. So, for example, that on Wall Street, that guy who's executing the trade is supported by a team, right? They've got researchers and analysts, and it's feeding up to someone who is making the trade decision. And so, when Main Street goes out there and they go to invest against these professional teams, they're at a disadvantage. So that's another thing that can be made accessible through the community, right? So we want to provide that kind of same sort of support and information and intel to our audience. And so we'll continue to do that. I want to support great crypto projects and spur adoption, and really just kind of use the momentum in the community that I'm able to build through this to just continue to do good things, and do so in a profitable way.